Hey Stampers, it's Brandy here, and I'm going to be using the Just My Type stamp set. Someone emailed me today and they said, tell me what stamp set is like a must-have out of the Stampin' Up! Catalog. Oh my gosh, I said Just My Type. It is so cool. I have made, I've got 6 cards here to show you, a couple of other samples as well. I've got the tutorials for you. There's so many fun things that you can do with this stamp set. I love the typewriter, and of course the little plant is cute, but you know, you're just my type. How funny is that? How cute, right? So it's just really great stamp set. I did it with my Team Craft Day, and I put different textured papers behind these. So I'm excited to show you some of the things that I came up with. So let's go ahead without further ado and let's have a look. So this is the stamp set. Yeah, this is the stamp set that if you were to ask me, I would say this one is a must-have. It's super cute. And there's so much you can do with it. Now, there's no dies, so just keep that in mind. There is no dies, so if you want to cut something out, you do have to cut it out using scissors. All right, so let's go ahead and start our first card. Let me show it to you first. So the first card we're going to do is this one. Oh, isn't it lovely? I hope your day, ... is filled with sunshine. Oh, I just thought that was so much fun, right? So this is the card that we're going to create today. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, before I do though, did you notice the beautiful textured paper? Remember, I told you these cards that I created use the different textured specialty papers in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and bring over my catalog because I think they're worthy of notating. So this is the 2023 through April of 2024 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. And you'll notice, here we go, on page 127, these are our amazing, so nice textured papers. And so I'm going to show you some of them in action today. And so the first one we're doing is this one back here. And this one is the 2022 through 24 in colors textured paper. I'm also going to create today with our white center specialty paper. That's number 2 on this side. So really, really cool. And I can't wait to show you what I came up with. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to need, and you know what? I have this paper here. I would be doing this an injustice if I didn't show you how beautiful this paper was up close. Do you see the texture? Oh, so nice. So, so nice. I love it so much. Okay, so I have a piece of scrap paper here, and I have all of my parts and pieces for the card that we're going to create today. The first thing I'm going to do though is this card is actually cut. So I folded my card base, but I'm actually going to cut 2 inches off the very front of that. So let me grab my trimmer and I'm going to cut off 2 inches. So it doesn't matter, you know, you can make either one, the front or, you know, the front. So just cut 2 inches off. All right. So now that we've done that, that is the front of our card. All right. So let's set that out of the way. And now we are going to bring in our little scrap paper. I also have some Parakeet Party here. So that is the color of stamp pad that we're going to use. So Parakeet Party. I have also mounted my leaves. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and move that out of the way because that's kind of in my way there. So I'm going to put this up there. Perfect. So we're going to stamp our background. You know that I enjoy doing this very much. You can do this beautifully with your leaves too. Now keeping in mind, the leaves kind of look like they're supposed to be on a plant, right? So you just need to be mindful of how you stamp them so that it doesn't look kind of like they're missing their pot, right? So just kind of be mindful of that, but they make a beautiful kind of tropical background, don't they? So I just thought that was really fun, not to mention this Parakeet Party is absolutely gorgeous color, stunning, 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 stunning. So I also have a piece of scrap paper here, and I'm going to show you we're going to stamp one more of these right on here. And I'll show you why we did that in just one moment there. Then what I'm going to do is I have another piece of scrap here, and I'm going to stamp some of my pieces for you. So the first one that we're going to need some berry burst. So with berry burst, I'm going to create my fun little pot. And so I'm going to stamp my pot in berry burst. Oop, that one didn't stamp very good. Let's try that again. So there we go, my pot and berry burst. Then I'm going to use my parakeet party and add it just like that. Now, to do this card, you're going to have to hand cut that out. That's right. So you're going to take your paper snips and you are going to cut that piece out. Now, the reason that I also stamped it on the parakeet party here was to give you kind of a darker leaf, some darker in the background. So you can see when you layer that, you get this really nice, you get some nice depth, if you will. Because, all right, come on, work with me here. My fingers are getting in the way. There we go. So you can kind of see that you can get that dark and that light tone, which really makes that pot come to life. Now, what we're also going to need is we are going to need our sentiments. And so you'll notice that on this card, I actually stamped the sentiments in Memento Black, Tahitian Tide. I've got in Berry Burst, and I have it also in Daffodil Delight. So what that means is I took each stamp pad and I stamped each one just like that. So I actually cleaned off my stamp pad or my stamp set and my stamp, and then I re-stamped it and inked it in those colors. And I'll show you, how easy it is to kind of bring that to life. All right, so you can see that I've already hand cut out one of these pieces, and I've also got one here too. So let's go ahead and put this card together. Now remember, I'm using this beautiful in color textured specialty paper. It's absolutely stunning and out of this world. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I have a fun fold that I'm excited to show you too, using the Zany Zoos stamp set and this beautiful paper. So stay tuned for that. It is coming soon. Very excited. So this one is going to layer right about in here. Okay, so there you go. So we're going to layer that right there. We're going to flip this piece over. We're going to add some Stampin' Dimensionals right behind our stamped piece. Okay, and that's because I have a white layer here, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it up on the white layer. It's just a fun way to make a bit of dimension on your card. So that's why I like to do that. So you can see I have my piece right there, and let's just layer that right on top. Perfect. Then we're going to only adhere this portion to your open flap, right? So be careful, you don't want to get any glue over here because it'll glue it all down and you will be cranky with me. And I certainly don't want that, right? So what I kind of do is I sort of eyeball it and I go, okay, so right about there, don't go past that line. So I try not to even go close. And I try to stay away from my edges and just kind of do a little bit of something like that for technical terms. Not just kidding. And then because I didn't go all the way to the edge, well, now I have a little bit of wiggle room, which is why we love our liquid adhesive so much. Okay, so this piece is going to be glued down just like that, and it's not squishing out the back, so that's good. So I think we're good to go there. Now I have my other little pieces. I think we should just go ahead and pop this up. Now, remember, you can, there's always other ways to create with these stamp sets, isn't there? So if you prefer not to fussy cut or to hand cut out these pieces, that's okay. Stamp your plant directly on this piece of paper. And if you decide, you could stamp a sentiment directly on your basic white. If not, that's okay too. You can hand cut and you can paper piece together just like I did. So look how pretty and tropical that is. Isn't that fun? So I just thought that was really, really cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of eyeball this. So I'm going to put that right about there. I am going to add just a bit of liquid adhesive behind this layer because this one I want to be flat. But I want to kind of come in here. I want you to be able to see a sneak peek of it behind that plant so that it just kind of really brings it to life. I am going to add a Stampin' Dimensional. I've actually cut some of these, but I might just cut another one. So you just saw, I just cut the Stampin' Dimensional in half. I do that frequently, just kind of to fit the size of what I'm looking for. Of course, we have those small mini glue dots too, or mini dimensionals, so those work well as well. So whatever fits your fancy. So there we go. You can see my little plant is coming together. And then you can see here, I have all of my different sentiments. So what I recommend is don't overthink it. Just kind of piece it together how you like it. So I'm just going to cut that off because I know that I'm only going to use I hope right now. So I'm going to use I hope. All right. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to use a Tahitian tide. I hope your day. So we're just going to pull in your day. Yep, let's just cut it off. And because you can always restamp it if you feel like you want to do that. And, you know, just do the best you can to freehand that as straight as you can. So I hope your day, and I'm going to look at my, my little example up here, is filled with. So snip it off right there. And is filled with sunshine and rainbows. But you know what? I think I'm only doing with sunshine. We want rainbows too. But today, I'm going with just sunshine. So I've got a rainbow card for you though. I can't wait to show you that. I did create a rainbow card. If you open up your Stampin' Up! Catalog and you look at this stamp set, Just My Type, there's a really cute rainbow card in there. It really inspired me. And so I also created a fun rainbow card that I'm excited to share with you too. Okay, so here we go. Let's finish putting this guy together. Now, you could certainly pop some of this stuff up. I'm not going to do that today, but you certainly can. I don't know that you really need to. I think it's kind of fun that you can see it's pieced together. But one thing that I do recommend, if you haven't seen our new Stampin' Right markers, they're amazing. And the reason I say that is Stampin' Up! Did a kind of a, I don't know if you want to call it a redesign, but not a total redesign, but they did upgrade these markers. So this is an older marker. This is our Magenta Madness. And so you can kind of see, you know, the lines are the same and so forth, but the tips are quite nicer. So you've got a nice big bullet type end, and they're just really, really cool. So I love my Stampin' Right markers, and I think you will love them too. So there you go, dot, dot, dot. And it almost looks like I grabbed a different color on that blue, but that's okay. Nobody will know the difference. So here is my parakeet party. That piece is going to layer right in there. And, you know, don't worry if you cut it too long, you can always snip it off at the end. So not to worry there. You can snip it off quite easily. So just like that. And I can already see I've got a little bit of overhang. So that's what we do. And then on the inside is filled with sunshine. Now, you can stamp more plants. You can stamp, you know, a rainbow. You can, you know, you can put a heart in here. You can put whatever you like. The cool thing about this and this stamp set is, you know, the sky is the limit on what you can create. So jump in there and have some fun with it. So like I said, you can put another plant in there if you choose to do so. Now I am going to reach over here. We have some new gems that are coming, and I did not use these originally on my card because, well, I didn't have them. They're from our holiday catalog. They're also one of my gifts this month, and they're called glitter gems, or are they glitter sequins? No, I think they're like glitter gems, and they're so fabulous. Oh my gosh, I think they could be one of my favorites. So on my original card, I used the sequins, but on this card, I think I'm gonna go with these fabulous glitter ones because, well, I think you're gonna see a lot of those here in my creating lately because I love them. And look at that, that green would be fabulous on here too, wouldn't it? So you can just add, you know, You can sparkle it up all that you would like. Absolutely fantastic. Now to finish this card off, I did do my envelope and I just used some of my designer series paper for that envelope. Okay, so if you like my card, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That way you don't miss any of my projects. But don't go anywhere. I've got another card for you, and we're going to use the white centered specialty paper. And well, you know why it's white centered? Because it's white in the center. Yeah, that's right. And so it's really fun if you've got like, if you've got some crafting sandpaper, you can rough it up. Looks really cool. So I'm going to show you a card with that. And then if you stay tuned, I have a bunch more to show you as well. Now, if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please be sure to reach out to me at BrandysCards.com. I'd love the opportunity to send you our catalogs, our Stampin' Up! Idea and inspiration books. They're amazing. You can find so many ideas. I've been telling you all along how I find ideas and inspired. Once I find that perfect card in there and I start to create it, it kind of gets my mojo going and I feel like, okay, I was successful, and then I can just let kind of myself go. And so I use these catalogs all the time. And of course, we have our new holiday catalog that's out. This is September through December 2023 Stampin' Up! Mini Holiday Catalog. It's amazing too. Unfortunately, I can't open it for you yet because it doesn't go live until September 6th of 2023. But you're not going to want to miss it. So if you don't have a demonstrator, please be sure to reach out. Go to brandyscards.com/contact and send me an email with your mailing address. And if you're one of my customers, your catalogs are on the way. If you haven't received it already, I promise you it's on the way. And depending on when you watch this video, hopefully you're enjoying it. So, and if you don't receive it, just reach out to me, let me know. I don't know unless you tell me. So reach out to me, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to get another one out in the mail. We can check your address and that sort of thing. I'm so grateful for you and your business, and I love to send you these wonderful things and happy mail, I call them, right? Because it just makes you happy and it gets your wheels a-spinning. Just so much fun. Now, I do want to let you know before I show you my next card, I do have I have all 6 tutorials here. That's right. So I have 6 printed PDF tutorials. So if you purchase this stamp set from me at Brandy's Cards, I will email you this PDF with all 6 tutorials. That's right. So you'll have all 6 of them and you can go to town and get started. There will not be a lack of ideas and creativity. Now, you've also got the Stampin' Up! Catalog, so don't forget that too. Okay, so let me show you the next card real quick. The next one, we talked about this. The next one uses the White Centers Specialty Paper. So the White Centers Specialty Paper, it comes in, let's see what we have here. We have Azure Afternoon, which doesn't look, oh, there it is. Azure Afternoon, we've got Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime, and Night of Navy. So those are your colors, and such a fun paper. So here, let me pull in my parts and pieces to show you how I created this next card. So here is my cardstock, and so this is my specialty paper as well. Yeah, so this one is quite simple. And you can see that this is just, it's a fun texture to this paper, but check this out. When I like to tear my paper and I like to leave these big tears, like, you know, where you can see it. And look at that. You see how cool that is? So that's white in the center. So our cardstock is dyed all the way through. That's done by design, right? But in this case, Stampin' Up! Thought it would be fun to give you a specialty paper that you could tear and do fun techniques with that was white in the center. So let's go ahead. We're just going to adhere this to the front of our card base. So I've already scored that, so that's why that folded so well. And so I'm just going to add this right here to the front. So we'll just go ahead and get that done out of the way. That's perfect. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add this white piece. This is just kind of a background piece, something kind of fun in the background. And I am going to kind of center that in my lemon lime. Okay, so there, that's centered. Now, this is also that Night of Navy piece that I talked about. So let's just rough it up. Yeah, let's just get in here. Now, if you have some not wax paper, but yeah, wax paper, like crafting wax paper. I went out to my husband's toolbox and I couldn't find any before this video. So I thought, well, what's another fun way to kind of rough it up? So I thought, well, I'll scrunch it and kind of make it all like fun. But do you see kind of how it's kind of white in there? So you could always take your scissors, and now it does leave some blue bits on your table. So just be aware of that. But you could literally kind of get in here, unless you have like a texture tool. Stampin' Up! Sold one of those years ago. Loved it. I still have it. But you could always use your scissors and just kind of rough up those edges. It's probably hard to see on camera, but the more that you rough it up, the more fun it is and the more you can see kind of the white lines or the white center. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put some Stampin' Dimensionals behind this piece, and then I'm going to add it to my card. We're going to stamp all of our fun pieces, and we're going to put this one together. And I'm going to use the typewriter on this one because I just thought it was kind of super fun, right? So we're going to use the typewriter on this one, and maybe a plant as well. So here we go. So this one I'm going to kind of offset. So on purpose, yeah, I'm going to totally kind of do that on purpose, kind of offset it just around like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring in some Bubble Bath. Such a fabulous color. Yep, such a good color. And you're going to stamp your typewriter in Bubble Bath. And I've actually got one here, and I've already cut it out for you as well, okay? So I've cut that piece out. You're also going to stamp kind of the top piece or your paper of your typewriter, and you're going to stamp your heart in Bubble Bath. Then once you do that, you're going to want maybe a berry burst or kind of another buddy color, if you will, like a color that's darker that you can stamp that will show through a complementary color. So here you go. We're going to stamp hi. Oh, how cute is that? I just think that's super cute. Okay, so we've got that there. And then I did already stamp a plant. I die cut that plant out. And then I've got a flower. The flower is Memento Black, 100%. I went back and forth of adding color, but I decided to go this route, and I'll show you why, and I'll show you how I added color to it. So here we go. Let's put it all together. This is the fun part, isn't it? Well, stamping is fun too, right? Yeah, but it's always fun when you're like, okay, now I've got everything ready and it's time to go. So here we go. So I'm adding some dimensionals right behind there, and I'm going to just kind of, you know, sort of which direction do I want my typewriter to go? Probably, yeah, I'm good with that. So let's do that. And then I'm going to add some liquid adhesive. I want this to be flat so that the typewriter is kind of, you know, sort of dimension, right? So it kind of gives it a little bit more life that way. Of course, we have our plant here. We're going to flip that over, add a Stampin' Dimensional behind the plant. If you feel like you need more, feel free to add more dimensionals, although you'll notice that I have my plant so that it's sitting, because we don't want a crooked plant probably, because then the water would come out, and so would the dirt. So we're going to keep our plant straight. And because it's kind of resting on top of your typewriter, it's really quite lovely. Then you have your fun little flower. My flower, you can use a mini glue dot or some liquid adhesive, and that's going to go right about in there. Okay, so up next is some solid gems. Solid gems. So yeah, so that's, I know where you're thinking. You're like, okay, now we know where you're going with this and where you're getting your color. So I'm adding color to my flower with a fun solid gem. So I believe the color on those are Lemon Lolly. So you can kind of see how that brings this card to life, doesn't it? All right, so check this out. This is the envelope that I created for this card. Oh, how fun and whimsical is that? So here is your flower stamped in Memento Black, and I colored it with a, You can use a Stampin' Write marker or a Stampin' Blend. You wouldn't want to put your gems on the back because you're mailing it, but it's just real fun. And then I stamped my hearts and did a few highs in there. And then I added it to my envelope flap for a fun piece of stationery. So there you go. How cool is that? Oh my gosh, if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. I would be so grateful if you did that. And of course, leave me a comment. I'd love to know that you are here and that if you're enjoying my projects and my tutorials. And of course, if you go to BrandysCards.com and you purchase this stamp set with me, please let me know. I'll email you this full PDF tutorial. Of course, I will share these two tutorials that I just shared with you today. They will be on BrandysCards.com, and you'll go to my blog. You can also go to the navigational bar and click on videos. And if you click on videos, you'll see the thumbnail of these cards, and you can click on that. The PDF download will be there for you, okay? So are you ready for some more cards? Yeah? All right, so here we go. I'm going to show you some more ideas. So here they go. So let me show you the first one. Remember I mentioned that I did the rainbow. So how about we bring in the stamp set so you can see the elements of the stamp set. So here's the rainbow. I also used that fabulous in color textured paper. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's quite the complementary to that rainbow there at the top. So nice. If you're wondering which embossing folder this is the subtle, this is the 3D basic embossing folder. It is an online exclusive, which just means that it's not in your catalog. It is online only. Very, very nice. All right, so let's take a look at another one. Now, many of you know Miss Amanda, and she helps me here in the office. She is amazing, and we have team craft days. We have team craft days, and we also have, the staff craft days. My staff loves to craft, and we love to spend that time in fellowship together. So she was working on her color challenge, and this is the card she came up with. I absolutely loved it, but I wanted to incorporate some textured paper. So I just changed up the colors, and I pulled in this fabulous textured paper in here. Can you see? Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? And so just, a really simple design, but quite striking. And so really, really fun. Now this next one, Stampin' Up! Sent me this card. They sent me this congratulations card, and you can see here that they used this flower, and they also used, I believe this is called Country Bouquet, embossing folder. I thought it was really neat how they did the embossed piece on the embossed cardstock. So I decided to maybe kind of work with that a little bit and change it up just a little bit, as I like to do. And here we have, I believe this is our boho blue. And I went ahead, we have something called, oh gosh, what is this called? This is, okay, I'm gonna have to look because it's too fabulous not to. So in your annual catalog, you're gonna open it up to page, right here, page number 9. And so it's boho blue like we talked about, but it's called luster specialty paper. It's this paper right here, absolutely stunning. So I embossed this paper, and it's probably hard to see on camera, but it has this beautiful luster sheen to it. It's absolutely amazing. And then of course you have your dazzling paper behind here just to kind of give you some accent. So really a lot of fun. And that was my inspiration from the card that Stampin' Up! Sent me. Okay, so I've got another one. So this one I used the soft shimmer paper. Yeah, so I believe, that's some pretty peacock back there. Just amazing, really pretty. And just kind of another fun design using those flowers stamped next to each other. And then I also pulled in the element of the hello here. So just really a lot of fun. And wow, we just got a bunch of designs out of that one, didn't we? So really cool, lots of fun this stamp set is. And of course these texture papers are to die for, these different specialty papers. So if you haven't paid them any attention, I hope that after this video you do, because Holy moly moly, that is pretty fantastic, isn't it? All right, so that is just my type. That's the stamp set that we use today. And there is lots of inspiration there for you, not to mention your annual catalog. So if you don't have one, please feel free to reach out to me, brandyscards.com/contact. Reach out to me, email me your mailing address. I'll get you a catalog in the mail right away. Love the opportunity to help you and earn your business. And of course, if you are a customer of Brandy's Cards, you should have your catalogs and you should have your holiday catalog as well. I hope that you're enjoying that. And of course, if you don't, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to get another in the mail. I'm so grateful for you. Don't forget to look for the host code. Look for the host code and make sure that you're using the host code if your order qualifies. I love to send you a happy mail, as you know. So make sure that you do that. And I send some tutorials and fun things in that as well. So definitely look for that host code. And don't forget, as you're doing a bit of shopping, I also have the brandyscards.com / my store. So go to brandyscards.com. In the top, you're going to go to my store. And it's my retired store is what it is. So it's products that I have on hand that are gently used that I would love to send to a good home. So if you're looking for something specific, make sure you visit my store. Have a look. You might find it there. And if not, just reach out to me. I can have a look and see if I've missed it or if it made, if it made the cut and it's still here or something like that. So just reach out to me. All right. So thank you for crafting with me today. I hope that I've inspired you to go into your craft room and make something fun. Thank you for joining me. Have a blessed day. Bye now.